Hello, Cancer. This is your birthday read. Um, so happy birthday to all of you. I am very sorry this is very late, but I have been going through a few things. This Cancer season, kind of not surprised. I was going through things this time last year as well. So Cancer season always tends to be, which is my birthday season because I'm a Cancer. I'm a Cancer sun and moon, so kind of hits me double whammy. So I have been AWOL this July, just really trying to I guess make sense of a lot of things, but I am here to give you your birthday reading, so there's just a little explanation as to why it's a little late, but we're here now, we're doing it. So happy birthday to all of you Cancerians. I hope you've all had a very good birthday. I'm actually filming this on the new moon in Cancer, so very exciting. I think not tomorrow, the day after, we go into Leo, so I'm doing this right at the end of Cancer season, but it is getting done in Cancer season, so I'm very happy with that. I'm feeling really good today, so I was like, you know what, let's get this reading out, let's do this, we got this. Looking forward to doing this for you guys. This probably won't be as long as the other readings have been, the other birthday readings have been, but I mean, I'm gonna do my best, guys. So let's have a look. Cancerian. Oh, I'm gonna use this one. Yeah. So I'm gonna use So I'm going to use the animal tarot cards for you guys for this first spread. Normally I would do it in sections, so I would do career, excuse me. Normally I do it in sections. I do career, love, and then just a general message. I'm feeling more general message first for you guys, so I'm going to do a general message first. And then we'll just see where we go from there, because I'm not quite sure how this birthday read is going to turn out for you guys, but let's see what we've got, Cancers. So, birthday read for Cancerians. Messages from Spirit, please. They're showing me blooms, which I think is, I'm like, yeah, well, I know that it's Cancer's birthday season, but they're showing me blooms, like party balloons in all different colours. And then they're showing me streamers being hung on the walls in all different colours. Like, it's very interesting. Like, they'll show me one colour and then they'll just show me like them in all different colours. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, well, right. It is Cancerian's birthday season, and this is birthday messages for Cancer. Now they're showing me birthday cake. Yeah, I think really it's more the message of your guides and spirit really wanting to remind you how loved you are and remind you how much and how proud they are of you and how proud other people are of you, and that you should never forget that, Cancer. Because I feel as though sometimes we kind of withdraw into ourselves and we kind of like forget about what's going on around us, right? We kind of push that into the background while we try and work on us. And they're really reminding us that don't forget that there are other people there that do love you, that do care for you, right? Oh, it's so nice. Okay, guys, let's have a look. It's very shit. The camera is different today, and I'm like, not sure how I feel about this. Anywho, first card we have is the Ace of Winter with the panda. Cute. This is the Ace of Swords, by the way, and it's kind of funny because the panda is my spirit animal. Cute. I love panda bears. And pandas are all about family too, which I think is very interesting. We have strength with the Maasai lion and the lamb. The Nine of Winter with the sea lion, and this will be the Nine of Swords. We have the Four of Winter with the koala. This is the Four of Swords. I'm gonna keep pulling, but the Two of Autumn with the Abyssinian cat. This would be the Two of Pentacles. And then the last card out will be the Nine of Cups with the Pomeranian dog. Ooh, okay. Bottom of the deck energy, we have the Star with the Oreo? Yeah, the Oreo. Not a bird I am familiar with, guys. Sorry, but not a bird I am familiar with. Yeah. So, basically what I'm looking at here is what I'm seeing here is that you've been privy to information, or you found out about something, someone said something that has really knocked your confidence, Cancer. Yeah, like I feel as though someone said something that's really knocked your confidence. But I feel as though you can go two ways about this. Either you can wallow in your misery, or you can yeah, it's like you have a choice. Are you just going to sit there and wallow in your misery? Or are you going to get back up and do what cancers do and get on with it? Right? You're just gonna sit there and wallow in it, or you're gonna get back up and you're gonna be like, right, moving on, next. Right, I've got better things to do with my time and energy, right? I do have people there that generally do care for me. Like, I feel as though whatever this is, it's come from someone you least expected it from, right? And because it is the panda, I mean, this could come from a member of not only your own blood family, but soul family as well, right? Family isn't just blood. And it's almost as though you were the lion to their lamb, and it's like the roles were reversed, and you were like, what the hell? And you were kind of caught off guard by this. I'm not gonna lie, I feel as though you were kind of caught off guard by this, and you've been kind of sitting there thinking about this, and it's really like, did I do something wrong? Is what this person said true? And you've kind of been sitting there in your shell, Cancer, kind of alone, right? Maybe staring at the moon, although I don't know how you could do that when the moon is new at the moment. But you're just kind of sitting there staring at the stars, just kind of like, am I really this person, right? Or yeah, am I really this person? Is this really who I am? Is this really is what this person said true, right? And I feel as though, you know, with the Four of Winter after that, the koala is a very spiritual animal, believe it or not. You know, they're said to inhibit dream time, right? Um, it's almost as though spirit's kind of there trying to like tell you not to worry about this in your dreams, but you're just not kind of getting it. Um, and for those of you that are, you're slowly becoming aware of this. Like, oh my god, like, this is, you know, spirit trying to tell me something. Um, really pay attention to your dreams, guys. Because I feel as if spirit's trying to like bolster you. They're trying to like speak to you in your dreams and kind of tell you that everything's alright, right? Because I feel as though you know your truth. So why did this knock your confidence so much? Why did you put so much... what's the word? Energy into something that you kind of shouldn't have, right? Because everyone is entitled to their opinion, right? But just because that's their opinion doesn't mean it's true. I mean, you know what's true. You know yourself better than anyone. Or you should. It feels like Spirit's like reading me to death with this. With the Two of Autumn here, we have the Abyssinian cat. Look at this cat. I love this card. It's like, oh my god, which one should I choose? Very playful, very like, very amped up. I just love the way it's looking at that ball of yarn like, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get you. And this is your decision, right? How are we going to spin this? How are we going to get through this, right? Are we just going to sit there and wallow in this, or are we going to get back up and we're going to get back on with it? Because again, I feel as though you know your truth, you know who you are. Because I mean, the Pomeranian dogs here, right? The Knight of Summer, the Knight of Cups. You're surrounded by people that do love you, that do care for you, that are there to help bolster you as well, right? Help to lift you up, there to help raise your vibration. Because you're surrounded by so many wonderful things. I just keep looking at that lamp, guys. Like, I'm wondering if you guys are so close to, like, making a dream come true, having a wish granted. And I mean, that would make sense. I mean, the star is the overall here. Look at this. Look at this. Like, the star. This is a wish. This is wishes coming true, right? This is wish fulfillment. This is spirit guiding the way. This is. I feel as though you guys have something coming in. Like, for the Cancerians I'm reading, like, I feel as though there is something about to come in, and it's very close, right? I feel as though whatever's happened has almost been like, I don't want to say it was a test, but it was more like a final kind of like wrapping up lesson thing. Especially if you've been like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna mention it. Sorry, they're shoving this word at me, and I'm like, okay, hang on, I'm getting there. Especially if you've been like down the route of learning about codependency, right? And making sure you have clear boundaries, making sure that you know your truth, you step into your truth, right? Especially if you've been down that journey in particular, especially around all that codependency stuff. It's almost as though this has been kind of like that last little wrap up of it, right before this wish fulfillment comes in. Because I mean, it's coming. It's almost as though like this is like the final stage of a big transformation in your life. Yeah, it's like you've learned like something very important. I'm just reading the words at the bottom of this card, the star. And this is what it says. You're about to take a big leap forward with your life. Worry will be replaced with optimism, fear with hope. And joy is coming home to roost. Isn't that very Cancerian? Coming home to roost. That is what we do. We roost. Our home is our castle, right? We make it. We we maintain it with a lot of pride, right? And it's almost as though you've been kind of on a journey of what home really is, right? What is home to you? What does that mean to you, right? And this really has been a very long journey for you, finding yourself, knowing where home is, and being okay with that, right? Especially if it's not what you expected it to be. Wow. That was very deep, guys. Shall we do another message? Yes, we shall. This time I'm going to use my new deck, which actually arrived a couple of weeks ago, so I'm very excited. I'm just going to do I'm just going to do 3 messages for you guys, and if we get love, if we get career, it's just going to come out. It's going to come out. Yeah, let's have a look. What other messages do we have for Cancerians? Love, career, general, relationships, whatever you want to talk about, Spirit. Whatever is relevant to Cancerians in their birthday read. Let's have a look what else we got here. Okay, guys, let's have a look. Let's see what we got. So we have serenity. Finding that peace and that calm, right? I do love these cards. And by the way, these are all watercolors, which are quite amazing because how he managed to paint these is beyond me because they look so photographic. It's not funny. But I assure you these are all painted. So we have number 4, which is serenity. Joy. It's all about taking time out for you, right? Finding that kind of peace, that inner calm, that yeah, finding that peace and that inner calm. This card is also the Moon in Cancer, which is kind of interesting because this is a Cancer read. Moon in Cancer, eh? It's interesting for the first card out. What have we got next? What if my card's around the wrong way? Confusion, number 15. This card is Saturn in Gemini. Saturn in Gemini. I mean, that is big confusion, right? Saturn is about lifelong lessons. It's about karma, right? It's about restriction and rules and boundaries, right? Boundaries. And this in Gemini, which likes to be social, likes to be flirty, likes to like have the social life. So I can see how, and also the thing with Gemini rules the 3rd house, right? Which is all about communication. It's all about that talking, right? And so I can see how with Saturn in there, confusion can definitely reign. Interesting. And then you team it up with serenity, right? Spending a bit of time, spending a bit of inner peace, right? Spending a bit of trying to unravel the confusion of things, trying to understand things, right? Trying to bring them transformation here. This is Neptune in Capricorn. This is Neptune in Capricorn, so what are we thinking here? Oh, major transformation. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, for starters. So again, not surprised we have transformation here. Yeah, like trying to come into understanding, trying to like come into understanding about things that confuse you, right? Trying to find the big answers. And while that's going on, like having this major transformation, not only within your inner self, but in your outer self as well. Yeah, leading the way. This is Mars in Aries, which is where Mars is currently, right? This is all about going forward. This is all about doing what needs to be done. Not tomorrow, not tomorrow, not next week, but now. Very Mars and Aries. Very Mars and Aries. What else? What's next? Delays. Venus in... What is that? Leo. Okay, for the last one. The Sun in Capricorn, intimidation. Bottom of the deck, we have Weathering the Storm. That is, again, Mars and Aries. There's a lot of Mars and Aries here. Kind of not surprised, though. Mars and Aries really is kind of taking the charge right now in all of our lives, right? It's almost as though you've been on a very long journey. It's almost as, yeah, it's like you've been on a very long journey, right? You've been trying to like gain a lot of clarity in regards to really big life questions, Cancer, right? Who are you? What makes you who you are? What is home? What is it I want to do with my life? You've been asking a lot of big questions in regards to you specifically. This is really being about you trying to find yourself and find your place in the world, Cancer. And you've been spending a lot of time like looking at this, right? Really looking at this. Really trying to come into some sort of clarity about this, right? And all of this confusion going on as people like bombard you with ideas, with their opinions, and you're trying to balance it out, trying to like push away what doesn't really what doesn't really interest you, I want to say, and try and like whittle things down to their more manageable level, right? And honestly, I feel as though you've been doing this very, very, very well. Um, it has led to you really transforming into a completely different person than you were 18 months ago, a year ago, 18 months ago, 2 years ago, right? You're not the person who you used to be. It's almost as though you're starting to find your power, right? You're learning to find your power. You're learning to stand up for yourself. You're learning to make boundaries. You're learning to do quite a lot that needs to be done, Cancer. But along this way, there's been a lot of delays, right? There's been a lot of things kind of getting in the way of you making really big success in things, right? Things that you really should be very successful in, you're finding all these delays. Like, there's just things just falling in your path all the time. You're like, what is going on? Why is this taking so long? It's almost gotten to the point now that it's really intimidating you, and you're wondering whether or not this is something that you should just give up, because you just keep getting, you do so well, and then it's like you take 2 steps forward and then 3 steps back, and it's like, what's the point of all of this, right? But I mean, you have weathering the storm here, right? It's almost as though this isn't going to last for, it's not always going to be like this. It just has to be like this for now, right? And I feel as though for a lot of you, I mean, the storm is clearing, right? You're at the end of this journey, right? This is no longer going to be there. I feel as though it's starting to clear, right? It's clearing away, and then in its absence, there's only success, right? There's only good things coming your way. You have loyalty after weathering the storm. It's almost as though this whole thing has been like a test in whether or not you can go the distance, right? Seen inside. Inspiration. I feel as if this was really being more like Spirit really looking at you and going, I'm going to throw all these things at you. Can you take it? And it's like, well, yeah, you can, right? It's like you finally see things for what they are, right? No more rose tinted glasses. No more kidding yourself, right? You finally see things for what they are. There are people around you that are very loyal to you, right? Or you will have people coming in that will be very loyal to you. Because you're an inspiration to them, right? You're an inspiration to them. Because you get it now. You finally get what you had to learn. You finally get what needed to be learned. Especially in regards to like, what's the word I want to say? It's almost it's just like you finally got it together, right? You finally you just get it. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna pull from this deck next. Okay, guys, that feels good. Let's have a look. I kind of get the general consensus of what this really is about Cancer. Spirit really being proud of you because you have learned a lot in the last year, right? It's been a long year, there's been a lot of delays. It's been a long year, there's been a lot of delays. But you finally get it now, right? And yeah, this is really just Spirit like saying, I'm so proud of you. Like, we have Light, which is the Sun card. Heartache and Loss, the Three of Swords. The Sun and the Three of Swords run right after the other. Conflict and Defeat, this is the Five of Swords. The Four of Pentacles. Yes. The Four of Pentacles, Discontent and Boredom. I have to think about that. Sacral Chakra. And the Hermit, Solitude. Bottom of the deck we do have the Devil with Temptation and Death, Transformation. Ooh yes, 100%. Actually, I'm just going to pull one more card. That's the one top. What do we got? Oh, that's actually very interesting because I'm going to take both of them. What is with these cards going everywhere? Looks like I'm picking that up too. What is it? Oh, that was at the bottom of the deck. I'm taking both of them because, hi, Empress and Emperor. Fertility and Authority. On the Sacral Chakra, nonetheless. Okay. This pretty much sums up what the main spread is, right? You've been through a lot in the last year, Cancer, right? You've had a lot there's been a lot blocking the way, there's been a lot of obstacles that you've had to overcome, in work, romance, life in general, right? There's been a lot blocking the way, right? We've had to fight a lot of hard battles. Some of us, we've been struggling with, this whole year has been about us struggling with addictions, which can be about anything, let's be honest. Addiction isn't just drugs and alcohol, right? It can be, doesn't have to be drugs and alcohol or even sex, right? Addictions can be anything from watching TV too much to being addicted to a game, right? Um, Reading too much, just something that you spend too much time doing, right? It's almost to the point where it's something that you can't stop doing, right? It almost becomes like it's something that can almost become life changing, right? Or it can it can affect your life. Yeah, it can affect your quality of life, right? The other thing I want to say is that this can also represent toxic people in your life. And I feel for a lot of you, you really have been dealing with this as well, right? Not only have you been trying to deal with addictions, but you've been trying to deal with the fact that you have toxic people in your life, or there's codependency there, right? And a lot has really changed in that, right? There's been a major transformation in the past year in regards to who you are and where you are now, right? You're no longer stuck here, you're now here, right? And it's gotten to the point here where with the seven of what is this, Pentacles, with the Seven of Pentacles, you're right, patience and planning, right? We're now at the point here where we've learned the lessons, we've overcome the temptations, we've transformed into who we are now, and now we're finally taking stock of this, right? We're now at almost like a place of where do we go from here? What do we do now? Where do we want to go now? What do we want to do now that we've overcome this, right? Because now that we've overcome this, the world really is our oyster. We can do whatever we set our mind to. Which I feel as though something I've been almost preaching since I started this channel. Like, you can do whatever you set your mind to. And it's really gotten to that point now where you can do whatever you set your mind to, right? You've overcome the addictions, you've set the boundaries, you've, gone through this major transformation of who you are inside, right? What you're about. And now it's come to the point where that we've learned all these lessons. How do we put this all in practice? How do we plan for our future now? Yeah, it's all about where do we want to go from here, right? It's all about looking into the future, planning for the future now, and the future that we want. Damn. Okay. The Sun. I feel as though, the Sun, Leo, for starters, but not only that, this kind of feels like illumination, right? You finally kind of become illuminated to quite a lot, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. It feels like you're finally privy to a lot of information that you weren't before. You finally get it. That's what I want. Like, you finally get it. I don't know what it is, but they're just saying you finally get it. Like, okay, what are we getting? What are we getting? This card also kind of reminds me of someone who's finally awakened, right? Someone who is finally seeing the light for what it is. That could be what it is. Like, you finally understand your role in you finally understand your not only your role in the world, you finally understand what it is you're meant to do. You finally understand, yeah, you finally understand what you're meant to do, where you're meant to do this. You know, the question is, how do we do this, right? How do we put this into practice? And I feel as though this is where we are now. How do we put what we know into practice, right? Um, into 3D practice. Like, how do we make money from this? How do we make a living, right? Because we've got to pay bills. Got to, we've got to pay rent. We've got to pay power. We've got to pay internet. We've got to pay food, right? We've got to clothe ourselves. And so it's now taking what we know and trying to make this something of substance. And I feel as though you've kind of been trying this. You've been trying this in the past, right? Heartache, conflict and conflict and defeat. And then we have the Four of Cups here, right? Discontent and boredom. Like, I mean, look at these three cards. I feel as though you've, like, been trying this for a while, right? But it only ever leads to heartache. Like, it only ever leads to heartache. You only end up getting your heart broken because it doesn't work out, right? Because there's always something in the way. There's always something that kind of comes up to ruin this opportunity or to kind of get in the way from you finally taking the next step into success, right? And now you're finally, and it always leads back to this discontent and this boredom, this, what do I do? Like, I don't understand. Like, I know what I need to do, but I can't make this a reality. And now I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then this leads to you trying another approach, and then it just leads to the same, like, thing. It's like a loop. Like, we get our heart broken because things get in the way, and then we end up in apathy, and then we snap out of it, and then we try again, but then it just leads to more heartbreak because things get in the way again, and then but you still keep trying though, Cancer, and that's because, I mean, the sacral chakra's here. This is something that you have a lot of, how to explain this? You have a lot of spark for this, right? This is something that you are very good at. This is something that calls upon your creativity, right? It makes you happy. Right, and it's, we have the Empress and the Emperor here, right? With the sacral chakra. This is like a combination of creativity with business know-how. I mean, the Emperor is all about taking charge, right? It's all about okay, so the masculine energy here, the Emperor, I mean, I feel as if this is two sides of you, like your divine masculine, divine feminine energy, right, Cancer? Cancerians tend to be more divine feminine, but that's just because of Cancerians. Ruled by the moon, very feminine energy. But I mean, we all have masculine and feminine energies in us, and it's about tapping into both sides, right? Not only do we tap into this feminine energy, not only do we tap into this feminine energy, right, this creativity, this manifestation power, but we tap into our masculine energy, right, which is more 3D than the feminine, right? It's more 3D, it's more about building, it's more about business, it's more about taking charge and doing things and getting things done, right? And it's about like combining these two facets of yourself, Cancer, to finally get something off the ground, to finally get success in this. And I think you're starting to finally get that, right? You can't just rely on one facet of yourself. You can't just rely on your divine feminine to make this happen. You need to balance both and have both working this at the same time. And it really has brought you into this kind of solitude moment, right? The hermit. And kind of made you sit and think about this, right? Sit and think about, okay, where do we go from here? How do we get here, right? How do we get here? What are the next steps that need to be taken? And sitting down and making a list and writing things out and making a plan, right? A plan of action of how we're going to move forward in this. And how we're gonna, yeah, and from there then taking action and going forward. Okay. Not really anything about love, but I mean, Cancerians, do we really need to be worried about that? No, not really. Worry more about our money, right? And I do feel that for the Cancerian collective as well. Like, love is all nice and that, but food and clothes are more important, let's be honest. And so we're more worried about our money, to be honest, and how we're going to make a living than love. But anywho, you thought it was over, but it's not. We're going to do one more. I'm just going to pull some oracles for us, because, you know, I haven't really pulled any yet. It's just been terror. I'm like, let's pull some oracles. Let's see what comes out for Cancerians. Messages for Cancerians, please. Messages for Cancerians. What do my cancers need to know? Messages. Any additional messages for Cancerians? Not surprised. We have Gaia with manifestation, sorry. Yeah, we are. Hardcore manifestation going on right now. We have Aries with warmongering. Also Aries, for me, is masculine energy. Hardcore. Again with that last message, like really tap into your masculine energy when you're manifesting. We have Psyche with doubtfulness. Psyche and Cupid are actually the original. I just have to mention this. Psyche and Cupid. Yeah, Cupid. They're the original twin flames. For those of you that don't know. Twin flames are like just a fancy way of like soulmate, I guess. I don't really talk about them because reasons. Divine masculine, divine feminine, hardcore. Very interesting that she popped up here. She doubted what her husband told her, who was Cupid, by the way, in their story, and she ended up regretting that because she did what she wasn't meant to do, and obviously that came with consequences, and she had to learn that lesson. So very interesting that she comes up. Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself, guys. You're manifesting hardcore. There is a lot going on surrounding you, like in your general vicinity. Like, I don't feel this is you. This is you specifically. This is what's going on around you, in your peripheral. There's a lot going on, like especially with the areas that warmongering there. I kind of feel as though there's like a lot going on around you, but nothing really specifically to you. It's just happening around your general vicinity, and you're kind of like, oh, okay. Advice, just kind of like leave it. They're not your battles to. They're not your battles to fight. You know which battles are yours, and you know which battle you need to fight, and I feel as though these ones aren't. Just don't touch them, because you're busy trying to do your own thing. You're trying to manifest, this brand new life that you've been trying to manifest for a very long time, right? Don't doubt yourself. Fight for what you want, right? There is victory in the future here. I just love that Nike came out like victory. Victory for my Cancerians. Oh, where's the rest of them? Oh, here they are. I'm like, what is going on here? Okay, next lot. What have we got for my Cancerians? Please, just for my Cancerians here. Yeah, just like really focus on your manifestations, guys. What else have we got? Anything else? I think that's it for you guys. Cool. So we have the cow. So the cow is about nourishment, abundance, asking and receiving. So this is, all about, if you want help, ask for it, right? If you need help, ask for it. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Birth and rebirth. The frog, which is all about emotionally, like, uncluttering. It's about cleaning house, releasing emotional baggage. Yeah, it's all about like uncluttering your life, and your relationships, right? And then we have the Merlin here. Alchemy, justice, balance, right? You've been going through a major transformation, right? This is really, this has really been quite the rebirth for you, Cancerians. Quite the rebirth for you. Because it needed to be, because you have a lot that needs to... You had a lot that needed to be purged, right? You had a lot of lessons you had to learn up until now. And a lot to release as well. Like, a lot that needed to be released from the past. Again, you do have a lot surrounding you. Well, you have a lot surrounding you, especially in regards to abundance. Like, you think you may not, but you actually do. You have a lot going on around you. You have a lot to be thankful for. Don't be afraid to really be thankful for the little things. Yeah, really be thankful for the little things. Really find joy in that as well. Like in the just the tiny little things, the company you keep, spending time with your family, that like piece of cake you have maybe once a week when you go to the cafe, or just like something. It doesn't have to be a big thing, just a small thing. Always be thankful for that, right? Always be thankful that you have that. And don't be afraid to look forward to those things too, especially if, it's feeling really rough right now, because you are going through a rebirth process here. You are transforming into a brand new person, and all the ones, and your life is rebalancing. What else we got? I'm a super psycho. You're crazy and gentle, that's slow. So it can be, yeah. Okay, we have the sun. Enjoy success and happiness. The moon. Take note of intuitive messages. I like that the sun and the moon are here. Like the two opposites, right? The earth guardians, stay rooted and grounded. Autumn, release the old and rest. Yeah, a lot of us like releasing things so new things can come in, right? The medicine mother, honor your inner knowing. Yeah, you know what you need to do now. You know where you need to go. In the night, be brave and honest, which I feel as though should be your motto in life, right? Always be brave, always be honest, always be humble as well. I do like this. This kind of has romantic connotations for me as well, right? This is always about that purity of love for me as well. Like that person who is not afraid to make the first move. Yeah. Very nice energy, guys. So those are the messages for you. I hope you all did have a very good birthday season. And yeah, that's this reading, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.